Football Friday, sponsored by Window World Auto Buyers and ARH. Here we go. Fabulous Football Friday, Week 9 edition, and we've got a good one in store for you guys. A top-tier matchup that was headlined all week long of two undefeateds, plus a Bluefield team that is storming their way up the rankings. But can Greenbrier East get in the way of that? Because we all know how good they've been and how hot is Midland Trail and maybe now the Red Devils. Let's bring in my guy, Matt Rainier. Matt, it's good to be back with you for a Week 9 of Fabulous Football Friday.
It's good to have you back. Last week's show, I thought was pretty good, all things considered, but it's always good. 2 is always better than 1 in this case, and it's always great to have 2 voices breaking down a lot of great games, including our game of the week.
Absolutely. You did phenomenal, so now take a break, and let me take it from here. Game of the week. We've talked about it all week. Matt went and talked to Coach Lilly. I talked to Coach Tanner. We talked to players. We've been talking to fans. Everybody has been talking about this game really since it came out, and then it got more hyped because they're both undefeated. It's the Tigers hosting the Patriots. Let's go out to Princeton to see how the matchup of the two undefeateds went, where one is going home with a loss. It doesn't get much better than that, and it's two teams meeting in a clash of two of the best programs in Southern West Virginia. Chance Barker leading the upstart Princeton Tigers against an Independence team that has had time and time again left its mark in West Virginia high school football history, and is looking to do it again. And right out of the gate, it looked like Independence defense had figured out the answers to Princeton's offense. They get pressure on Barker and force a 3-and-out on the first drive of the game. And then on offense, they came to play. It doesn't take the Patriots long. Brock Green connects with Christian Linksweiler on a beauty of a pass up the sideline. And a few plays later, Green caps it off with the quarterback keeper, and Independence strikes first in the Tigers' den. Now, Independence back on defense, and they're going to get another huge play. Barker's pass gets tipped up in the air, and Linksweiler takes it back deep into Princeton territory. But this time, Princeton's defense comes up big, getting the stop. Independence then decides to try for a field goal. It's blocked, so Mosser is able to return it, and he gets a decent game. Remember what Coach Tanner said? It's not just about what he does on offense. It's about what he does everywhere else. So Barker now drops back, and he has to improvise. He's dancing away from tacklers, keeping the play going and keeping his eyes down the field, and somehow connects with Josiah Campbell. Barker looking like Josh Allen on that play. What does he do next? This time, he looks like Josh Allen again, keeping it with his legs, breaking tackles, running over teammates even, as he gets a big gain. Then Barker goes right, cuts back, and throws his shoulder down and goes in for the touchdown. Chance Barker doing it all by himself. 7-7 ball game. So now Independence back with the ball, and Green goes up top, and Caden Bradbury's there to make a great catch on the defender's back. Second quarter now. Independence is still driving, but not for long. That's Mosser in coverage, getting the pass breakup. Independence goes for the field goal again, and this time they get it. They're back in the lead, 10-7. Princeton needs to get something going to turn the tide, and who do they turn to? You guessed it, Brad Mosser. He creates some separation, makes the catch, and turns in a great run after the catch to get things moving. A few plays later, Barker back to Mosser on the slant. Another nice gain. Then Barker hits Campbell in the flat, and it's just his speed on display. He runs right through a couple tackles, and Princeton jumps out to its first lead of the night. And once they took the lead, Princeton never gave it back, just like Princeton does. Barker hits Mosser on the deep pass to tack on another score before half, and the Tigers roll on to a big 42-30 win. Let's go full screen breakdown to show you a couple of the big plays from this game, starting with Brock Green, who has just been outstanding. And watch this throw and an incredible catch by Linksweiler. Go ahead and play it, Caleb. We're going to let this go all the way through. Beautiful rainbow pass. Now stop it, Caleb, right there. Perfect. Okay. In the NFL, college, this would be reviewed. It's high school. You're going to see as we play it again here, it shows the ball clearly hits the ground. Keep playing it, Caleb, as I talk. It shows that the ball clearly hits the ground, but the strength of Linksweiler to hold on and not let that ball move. The ball can touch the ground. It just can't move. Linksweiler showed that with his strength. That's a catch, a big play there. Now, the pass rush and the defense for Princeton came up big. Remember, at one point, Independence was up 7-0 driving in Princeton territory, and it was the defense for Princeton that got the stop. Go ahead and play it, Caleb. You see 15 rushing, and he just goes straight at Brock Green, which makes Brock Green step up. Stop it there, Caleb. Perfect. And then 7 is kind of hiding out. If we could back it up just a tiny bit, Caleb, I'm going to show them where he's... Okay, perfect. Stop it right there. 7 is just chilling here. He's kind of laying down, and then Brock Green steps up, play it, and he just takes him down out of nowhere. Big sack, and that is things that Princeton did when early in this game, Matt, they were down, and it could have gotten bad for them. But Princeton's, they're a veteran team. They've been there before. They didn't panic, and I just loved how they used their defense to get them back in the ball game when we always talk about their vaunted offense.
Absolutely, and really, this wasn't a knock on Independence at all because they were without Silas Nelson in this game, so that kind of played into the fact it plays perfectly into what Princeton wants to do. They want to keep it kind of close early on, and then they pull away at the end. If Silas Nelson's in that game, then you're potentially talking about a more effective run game for Independence. They're able to go on more longer, sustained drives, and by a 12-point game, this is not a knock on Independence at all. They'll easily bounce back from this. Coach Lilly was talking about how it's a big playoff atmosphere for them. They'll be back, and Silas Nelson will return for the playoffs, so I'm confident that they'll be easily able to bounce back.
And absolutely, and to your point of Princeton, when they do get a lead, they really do just strangle you. They just take away and run with it. But to your point about Silas Nelson and Independence, we have to remember, yes, Independence 7-0, they're a double-A team. This is a triple-A team. So them losing this game is not a knock at all on them, and they didn't have their best player, who some would say in Silas Nelson. They do get him back for the playoffs, though, which is huge. Talk about huge. You had a game about a team, 2 teams that have been great.
Absolutely. We got a great one for you. Greenbrier East hosting the Bluefield Beavers, a 3A team taking on a 2A team. So let's go out and get right into the matchup. Greenbrier East coming off a convincing win against Nicholas County. Meanwhile, the Beavers, their passing game was absolutely on fire against Pikeview last week. And that was a big win for their shutout against them. Now, starting things off here, it's going to be Brody Hamrick. His pass is broken up over the middle. Jamarius Smith with the pass breakup. Now Hamrick lobbing it up. He's got a man wide open. That's his tight end, Grant Burdett, walking in untouched for the touchdown. 7-0 East early on in the first quarter. But it's going to be Max Simpson and the Beavers. Slant pass caught. Touchdown. Tylee Simpson for 6 on a 4th and goal, and we're all tied up at 7. Now it's Hamrick taking the snap. Going to throw it over the middle. He's got a man in stride going. It's Daniel Butler. He's across the midfield, and he'll go the distance. Touchdown Spartans, but get this, they blocked the extra point, so it's just a 6-point game. Simpson's, his pass is off the glove. Green had a chance that could have easily been a pick 6. Instead, the Beavers come away unscathed. East defense, they missed the chance last time, but not this time. Jamison Hunter getting the interception, taking it back up the right side. He might have a lane, but he gets tackled along the sideline. Look at it, swarmed by his team. Action-packed night throughout this entire contest. Now Simpson connecting with Pax Calhoun over the middle, spinning through traffic and hanging onto the ball in time. Now Simpson once again takes the snap. He's going to his right. He's got Calhoun again going for the end zone. Is he in? It looked like he was, but they say he was short. But a couple plays later, Max Simpson ends up punching it in to get the touchdown and get a lead that they would not relinquish. They rode that momentum all the way into the second half, going on to win 27-13.
All right, a couple things here. One, that pass at the end there where he hit Calhoun on the outside, that is a pro-style pass to put enough mustard on it where it could go. That was incredible. Bluefield's one of the hottest teams in West Virginia right now.
Absolutely. I mean, Max Simpson and that entire receiving core really just picking apart everyone left, right, and center. And really, if it wasn't for Princeton's offense attack, we'd be talking more about Bluefield leading the whole state in passing right now. He's been one of the most efficient quarterbacks. And get this, none of those receivers or Simpson is a senior. So they'll be back easily for another year, even 2 in some cases, with Simpson being a sophomore along with Calhoun.
And you talked to Bluefield's coach last week, and he's very proud of his team, and he can tell, you could tell by the way he was talking, he knows he has something legit, and it could be even this year. We are just getting started here on Fabulous Football Friday. James Monroe last week lost a heartbreaker to Midland Trail. How do they bounce back against Westside? And Oak Hill, are they ready to turn the tide and put together a winning streak? We'll talk about it right after this.